Now this month, our focus has been on leftovers. But sometimes it's not about the leftovers you have in your fridge. Sometimes you've got assorted alcohol left over if you have a big party. Now, instead of having it sit around until your next party to mix up a few drinks, the kitchen is a great place to put any extra alcohol you have to use. Today, we're going to be using a little whiskey to make one of my favorite brownies, Blondies. Let's get to it. Now, this recipe is pretty simple as it is. In this bowl, I have 1 cup of brown sugar. To that, I'm going to add 1 stick of melted butter. Okay, and just mix this together till the butter and the sugar is all combined. Once you have a nice even mix, we're going to add to this 1 egg, okay, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and just a pinch of salt, and stir to combine. Now we're going to work in our flour, 1 cup of all-purpose flour. And you want to make sure this is all mixed in, but you don't want to be too vigorous stirring it. You don't want the flour to get too chewy on you. Once the flour is fully incorporated, you could stop here. You can make regular plain blondies with the mix that you have right here. But we're going to add a few extra things. First, 1/4 cup of whatever whiskey or scotch or bourbon you have on hand. Okay. Now mixing this in, you have to do it slowly and carefully as the liquid will initially not want to be incorporated into your flour and sugar mix here. Now, once the mix has come together, well, it's still a little wet, we're going to add 1 final tablespoon of flour and then just work this through. And there we have it. What we're going to do is transfer our mix here to a prepared pan. This is an 8x8 square pan that I have lined with foil and cooking spray. So we're just going to pour out our mix here and then spread this out evenly. Now, the dough here is pretty sticky, so just a little extra elbow grease. You can really stretch it out into all the corners. And you also want to make sure you have a nice even layer. Naturally, you'll get some ridges and bumps here on the top, but you want to try to get it as even as you can. So now this is all set. You're going to bake this in a 350-degree oven for 20 to 25 minutes until the center is set. And that's it. Okay, once the brownies are set, take them out of the oven, let them cool. Then you can cut them up into little squares and they are good to go. And it's just as easy as that. You can either serve them warm with a little bit of vanilla ice cream, or you can cut them up, pop them in the refrigerator overnight, eat them the next day, and they'll be even better. See you next time.